Game 5 kicking off tonight, but the Fed kicking off a two-day meeting today. And right now we have the results of the CNBC Fed Survey. Elon Moore joins us with now some of the details. Elon.
Well, Andrew, the CNBC Fed Survey shows that respondents are still convinced that the central bank will remain on hold for now, despite the surge in inflation. The first rate hike is not expected until November 2022. That's just one meeting earlier than in our last survey. And they also don't think the Fed will even start tapering until January, after the economy is already back on track. On average, respondents are forecasting that inflation will peak by November and economic activity will be fully restored by the end of Q4. Now, this is the first time that inflation has ranked as the #1 concern among respondents, ahead of even the pandemic. But the majority, 60%, still think that it's transitory. Only 29% believe that it's permanent. The same thing is also true for the labor market. 77% think the worker shortage is temporary and will eventually sort itself out, compared to about a fifth who think it'll be longer lasting. Now, the bottom line here is the majority of respondents do agree with the Fed's stance. It doesn't need to raise rates now. However, there is a feeling that there's too much accommodation in the system. Respondents want to see the Fed address that immediately by reducing asset purchases. So, guys, a reminder here that the consensus in the Fed's own forecast is that the first rate hike won't happen until 2023. Our survey shows that respondents do believe the central bank has some breathing room here, but that it probably won't be able to wait quite that long. Back over to you.
Okay, so the real question that I'd ask you is what your sense is in terms of the survey showing people think that inflation is temporary, but how long do they see it lasting? Meaning, when will it peak in their minds?
As the average date for when they see inflation peaking is November. But when you look at the data and look at the survey results a little deeper, what you see is a plurality believe that this will be over by July. And then there's a broad dispersion of sort of later dates in the year when people think this will end. So that's telling me that there's a lot of uncertainty here over exactly how long this will last. And even though you saw a big jump in our survey around forecasts for inflation this year and next year, we also saw the first decline in 4 surveys in where people believe the 10-year will be both this year and next year. So that suggests to me that folks do believe this is temporary, or they believe that the Fed has the tools to handle this. And so those near-term concerns about inflation are really not translating into long-term worries.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.